Chosen ones, have you noticed how some people can't even look you in the eye anymore? Is their shame too much to bear? You've always stood tall, shining in ways they never could. Now, their guilt is written all over their faces. They tried to tear you down, but look who's crumbling now. It's not just embarrassment. They can't handle the weight of their own deception. Watch closely, chosen ones. Their shame has nowhere left to hide. They thought they could get away with it. All those times they mistreated you, dismissed you, and undermined you. They believed there would be no consequences. They never imagined that their actions would eventually catch up to them. But now, the past they tried so hard to hide is staring them in the face, and they can't look away. Their arrogance blinded them to the reality that every deed, every word spoken in malice, would someday demand its due. They thought their power was absolute, that they could do as they pleased without ever being held accountable. But the universe has a way of balancing the scales, and now they're paying the price for their misdeeds. As a chosen one, you were never truly deceived. You've been blessed with divine insight, a gift that allowed you to see through their lies and deceit from the very beginning. While they plotted and schemed, you watched silently, aware of their true intentions. It wasn't that you didn't notice their attempts to undermine you. You chose to rise above it. But now it's time to step out of the shadows and claim what's yours. You've played the quiet observer long enough. It's time to dominate the game they thought they were winning. If you're done playing small and you're ready to step into your true power, then the Obsidian Inner Order is where the real players gather. This isn't for the weak. This is for those who know they are destined to rule. Inside the Obsidian Inner Order, you'll get access to the ancient secrets and strategies they tried to keep from you, the ones that will put you leagues ahead of everyone still trapped in the game. Starting with an exclusive preview chapter of our upcoming guide, Modern Manifestation Mechanics, a supernatural guide to prosperity in the technological age, we arm you with knowledge, weapons of spiritual warfare, and the exact blueprint to take what's yours. So if you're tired of waiting for your moment and ready to start bending reality to your will, now is the time. The link to join is in the description below. Don't just observe, dominate. It's as if God handed you a key to their innermost thoughts, revealing their true nature long before they were ready to admit it to themselves. Now they're confronted with the consequences of their actions. They have to live with the knowledge that their attempts to deceive and manipulate have failed miserably. They thought they could escape judgment, but now their misdeeds are on full display, and there's no running from the truth. The embarrassment they feel is a direct result of their hubris, their belief that they could outsmart someone who has been divinely guided. They underestimated you, and now they're left to deal with the fallout of their own arrogance. They also underestimated the power of divine justice. They believed they were invincible, that their actions were beyond reproach. But now, they see the error of their ways. The spiritual laws that govern the universe are not to be trifled with, and those who ignore them do so at their own peril. Their shame is a direct consequence of their disregard for these laws, and they're now feeling the weight of that realization. The truth has caught up with them, and there's no escaping the judgment that comes with it. Their shame is compounded by the fact that they know you were always aware of their true nature. They thought they could hide their intentions, but you saw through their facade from the very beginning. They are now forced to confront the fact that they were never as clever as they believed. The embarrassment they feel is not just because of what they did, but because they know you were always one step ahead, always aware of their true motives. And now, as the reality of their actions sets in, they're grappling with the full scope of what they've done. The relationships they thought they could control, the people they believed they could manipulate, it's all crumbling around them. They're beginning to see that the power they thought they held was an illusion, a fragile construct that couldn't withstand the light of truth. Every misdeed, every underhanded tactic has come back to haunt them, and now they're left with nothing but the bitter taste of regret. Their attempts to undermine you weren't just petty. They were a desperate attempt to validate their own insecurities. They tried to project their weaknesses onto you. to make you feel small so they could feel big. But now, the tables have turned. They're the ones who feel exposed, vulnerable, and insignificant. Their shame isn't just about being caught. It's about realizing that their actions have only revealed their own flaws and shortcomings. In their arrogance, they thought they could play with fire without getting burned. But now, they're feeling the heat. The shame they tried so hard to avoid has become their constant companion, a reminder of their failures and misdeeds. They thought they were invincible, but now they're seeing that no one is beyond the reach of divine justice. The scales have been balanced, and they're left to face the consequences of their actions. Now their true selves are exposed for everyone to see. The motives they tried to hide have been dragged into the light, and there's no more room for their deceitful games. They believed they could fool you, play you like a pawn in their little schemes. But the joke's on them. Their attempts to manipulate and control you have backfired spectacularly. The masks they wore so confidently have crumbled away, revealing the ugliness they thought they could keep hidden. Every false smile, every insincere word has been stripped away, leaving only the raw, unvarnished truth. It's almost laughable, the way they acted thinking they were so clever, when in reality, they were nothing more than clowns putting on a show. They pranced around, convinced they were pulling the wool over your eyes, never realizing you were watching their every move. They orchestrated their little dramas, thinking they were the stars of the show. But now they realize they were just the jesters, and the joke was always on them. Their attempts to craft a narrative that suited their purposes have failed, and now they're left with nothing but the cold, hard truth. But this exposure isn't just a moment of personal failure for them. It's a revelation of their character to everyone around them. People are beginning to see them for who they truly are, and the illusion they worked so hard to maintain is falling apart. Their true motives are no longer a secret. The people they tried to impress, the ones they hoped to deceive, are now seeing through their facade. And the worst part for them, they know it. They can feel the shift in the way others look at them, and the shame that comes with it is unbearable. Their unmasking has led to a profound sense of isolation. The people they once manipulated, those they deceived so easily, are now distancing themselves. They are no longer seen as trustworthy or credible. Their deceit has left them alone, abandoned by those who once admired them. The world they built on lies is crumbling, and they're standing amidst the ruins, exposed and vulnerable. The very people they sought to impress are now the ones who see them most clearly, and the shame of that realization is almost too much to bear. They're now confronted with the harsh reality that their actions have consequences far beyond what they anticipated. The relationships they took for granted, the trust they so carelessly shattered, are now beyond repair. They're left to grapple with the fact that they can't go back, can't undo what's been done. The unmasking has revealed not only their true selves, but also the damage they've caused along the way. The shame they feel is not just about being caught. It's about the irreversible harm they've inflicted on others and on themselves. This was always part of a greater plan, wasn't it? As a chosen one, you've been placed in difficult situations, not by accident, but by divine design. Sometimes, you're called to endure hardship, to stand in the face of adversity, so that the true nature of those around you can be revealed. It's not easy, but it's necessary. You've been tested, and through that testing, the truth has emerged. The people who wronged you have been exposed, not just to you, but to the world. They thought they could hide forever, but the light of truth has found them, and there's no going back. They're now realizing that they were never in control. They thought they were pulling the strings, manipulating the outcome to suit their desires. But in truth, they were being guided, their actions leading them to this moment of exposure. They're now face to face with the reality that they were never as powerful as they believed. Their unmasking is a testament to the divine plan that governs all things, a plan that they could never understand or anticipate. Their attempts to deceive you were always doomed to fail because the truth was never on their side. And now, as they stand exposed, they're forced to confront the reality of who they are. The personas they carefully crafted, The lies they told themselves to justify their actions, they're all crumbling away. What's left is the raw, unfiltered truth, and it's not a pretty sight. They're now faced with the difficult task of reconciling who they thought they were with who they really are. The shame they feel is a direct result of this unmasking, and it's a burden they'll carry for a long time. Their unmasking is a moment of reckoning, not just for them, but for everyone around them. It's a reminder that the truth always comes to light, no matter how deeply it's buried. The shame they feel is not just a result of their exposure. It's a result of their realization that they were never as clever, as powerful, or as invincible as they believed. The masks they wore were never meant to last, and now that they've fallen away, they're left to deal with the consequences of living a lie. Their embarrassment is overwhelming, and it's a weight they can't escape. Everywhere they turn, they're reminded of the consequences of their actions, the shame that follows them like a shadow. They can't hide from it anymore. It's written on their faces, in their posture, in the way they struggle to meet your gaze. The burden of their guilt is heavy, and it's crushing them. Every attempt to escape it only leads them deeper into the mire of their own making. They're haunted by the realization that they can't undo what's been done, and the shame they feel is like a constant gnawing presence that won't let them rest. But here's the thing, they won't apologize. Don't expect them to come crawling back, begging for your forgiveness. Their shame is too deep, their pride too wounded. They can't bring themselves to admit their wrongs, let alone seek reconciliation. They're too caught up in their own despair, too consumed by their embarrassment to take that step. And you know what? That's okay. This is your confirmation, chosen one. You don't need their apologies, their validation. The fact that they're too embarrassed to face you is all the acknowledgement you need. They know they were wrong, and they know you know it too. That's enough. You see, their silence speaks volumes. The absence of an apology is not a sign of your unworthiness. It's a sign of their own internal turmoil. They're too ashamed to face you, too embarrassed to acknowledge the truth of what they've done. Their pride won't allow them to admit their mistakes, but deep down, they're tormented by the knowledge that they were wrong. Their inability to apologize is a testament to the depth of their shame. It's a sign that they are fully aware of their failings, but they can't bring themselves to confront them. And this is where your power lies. You don't need their words, their gestures of reconciliation. You've already won. The fact that they can't face you, that they're too consumed by their own embarrassment to make amends, is proof that they know they've lost. You've risen above their attempts to bring you down, and now they're left to wallow in the mess they've created. Their shame is their punishment, and your strength is your reward. Let them carry that weight while you move forward, unburdened and free. Their embarrassment is a chain that binds them, but it has no hold on you. You've been through the fire, and you've come out stronger on the other side. While they struggle under the weight of their shame, you continue to rise, untouched by their attempts to drag you down. You are free, and they are trapped in a prison of their own making. Let that be your victory. Their shame is a heavy burden, one that they'll carry for the rest of their lives. It's a constant reminder of their failures, their mistakes, and the pain they caused. They may try to bury it, to pretend it doesn't exist, but it will always be there, lurking in the back of their minds. It's a weight that will haunt them in every quiet moment, every time they're alone with their thoughts. They'll relive their actions over and over again, wishing they could go back and do things differently, but knowing that it's too late. And as they carry this burden, they'll see you moving forward, thriving and growing stronger with each passing day. They'll see you living your life with confidence and grace, untouched by their attempts to bring you down. And that will only add to their shame. Because deep down, they'll know that they lost. They lost the battle they tried to start. And now they're left with nothing but the weight of their own guilt. Their embarrassment is their prison, and it's one they built with their own hands. Every lie they told, every deceitful action they took, was another brick in the walls that now surround them. And now, they're trapped, unable to escape the consequences of their own actions. They'll watch as you continue to rise, free and unburdened, while they remain stuck, unable to move forward. That is the true weight of their embarrassment, and it's a weight they'll carry for a long, long time. And as they struggle under this weight, they'll be reminded every day of what they've lost, the relationships they've ruined, the trust they've destroyed, the respect they've forfeited. It's all gone, and there's no getting it back. Their attempts to manipulate and control have only led to their own downfall. They've dug their own grave, and now they have to lie in it, surrounded by the ruins of their own making. The shame they feel is a powerful force, one that will shape the rest of their lives. It's a constant reminder of their failures, a weight that they'll carry with them everywhere they go. They may try to hide it, to pretend that everything is fine, but deep down, they'll always know the truth. They'll always know that they failed, that they were exposed, that they were defeated by someone they thought they could control. Now, it's time to move forward. As a chosen one, you're called to walk in power, in strength, in grace. You've been through the fire, and you've come out the other side stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. It's time to leave the past behind, to focus on your growth, your spiritual journey, and your divine purpose. The challenges you faced were not meant to break you. They were meant to shape you into the person you are today. You've gained wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of your path, and now it's time to move forward with confidence. Remember this: you are rare, unique, set apart. Those who tried to treat you as common, who failed to recognize your worth, are now facing the consequences of their short-sightedness. They see it now, perhaps too late, but that's not your burden to bear. You must keep your eyes forward, knowing that you are guided by a higher power, that your steps are ordered, and that your path is one of greatness. Your journey is divinely orchestrated, and those who couldn't see your value are now left behind, dealing with the consequences of their actions. You are not responsible for their shame, and you are not defined by their failure to recognize your worth. You are not common, and those who thought they could treat you as such were deeply mistaken. They thought they could diminish you, but in doing so, they only revealed their own smallness. Now, they are dealing with the fallout of their actions, while you rise above, untouched and unbothered. Their attempts to bring you down have only served to elevate you. They've shown the world who they really are, while you continue to walk in your truth, unshaken by their pettiness. Your power lies in your ability to rise above, to continue moving forward with grace and strength. You've been through the trials, and you've emerged victorious. The road ahead is yours to walk, and it's paved with the lessons you've learned along the way. You've been tested, and you've proven yourself worthy. Now it's time to step into your power, to embrace the fullness of who you are, and to continue on your journey with confidence and pride. Let go of the past, and keep your eyes on the future. You are destined for greatness, and no amount of shame or embarrassment on their part can change that. You've been called to something higher, something greater, and nothing they've done can take that away from you. Keep moving forward, chosen one, with your head held high, knowing that you are on a path of divine purpose. As you move forward, remember that your journey is yours alone. It's not about proving anything to those who doubted you, or those who tried to bring you down. It's about fulfilling your divine purpose, about walking the path that was laid out for you long before anyone tried to interfere. Your power comes from within, from your connection to the divine, and nothing they've done can take that away from you. You are a chosen one, and your journey is sacred. Embrace your uniqueness, your rarity. The very things that made you a target are the things that set you apart, the things that make you special. Others may have tried to dim your light, but your light shines too brightly to be extinguished. Now is the time to let it shine even brighter, to step fully into your power and embrace the path that's been laid out for you. You are not just walking through life. You are walking in purpose, in power, in divine alignment. And as you move forward, remember that you are never alone. The same divine power that guided you through the trials is still with you, guiding your steps, lighting your path. You are surrounded by love, by grace, by a purpose greater than you can imagine. Keep walking, keep moving forward, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are a chosen one, and your journey is just beginning. The road ahead may not always be easy, but you are equipped for the journey. The strength, wisdom, and resilience you've gained along the way are your tools, your armor. You've been forged in the fire, and now you are ready to face whatever comes next with confidence and courage. You are unstoppable, unbreakable, and unshakable. This is your time to shine, to step fully into your power, and to walk the path that has been divinely prepared for you. As you continue on your journey, remember to stay true to yourself. The world may try to change you, to mold you into something you're not, but you must stay grounded in your truth. In Obsidian Inner Order, you are aligning with a collective of chosen ones who share your vision, who understand your challenges, and who stand with you in unwavering solidarity. This is where your power multiplies. Together, we will rise to reclaim what is ours and illuminate the world with our unstoppable light. And finally, remember that your journey is not just for you. As you rise, you lift others with you. Your strength, your resilience, your wisdom, they are not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. You are a beacon of hope, a light in the darkness. Keep shining, keep rising, and keep moving forward. The world needs you, chosen one. Your journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come.